Hi everybody, my name is Jin Young Joan. Welcome back to my table tennis tutorial channel. Today I'm going to share with you 4 simple mistakes that beginning table tennis players make. I'm going to show you how to fix them and instantly improve your table tennis game. Stay tuned. One of the biggest mistakes that beginning table tennis players make is serving the ball and not stepping around into the ready position. It looks something like this. The proper way to serve and step around goes in a couple of steps. The first step is after you've made contact with the ball, put your weight on the foot that is closest to the table. Once you've done this, step around and jump off and back. After you've done this, you should be about 1 arm length away from the table. This puts you in a good position because if they return the serve short, you can step in to return that. If they return the ball medium, then you're right in the proper position to do a backhand or a forehand. If they do a powerful and long return, you're also in a good position to jump back a little bit to give yourself time to receive that long and fast ball. When done correctly, it should look something like this. Mistake number 2 is swing at a ball that you're not in position for. The reason that this happens is because of number 1, failed footwork, and number 2, rushing to hit the ball. A lot of times you'll notice a player does this because, for example, their opponent hits the ball to their wide forehand side. Instead of moving their feet and getting in position to perform a proper stroke, you'll see this player reach out and lean over for the ball. This isn't good because you're off balance, you're not going to be able to hit the ball back for a winner, and if your opponent gets the ball back, you're on 1 foot and you can't get in position for the next ball. So how do you fix this? It's called setting your stroke. For example, with your forehand, you have a sweet spot, which is right about here. If the ball is all the way over here, it's outside of your sweet spot. So if you reach and hit it, you're not hitting it in your sweet spot. So, say the ball is hit here. How do you get it in the sweet spot and do a proper stroke? Not leaning, but move your feet and set your stroke and then perform it. So wherever the ball goes, move your feet first to set your stroke and then execute the stroke at that point. Mistake number 3 that beginning table tennis players make is hitting the ball to areas that don't put pressure on their opponent. When you're a beginning player, you're often just thinking about, how am I going to get the ball back on the table? I would like for you to start thinking more about, how can I put the ball on the table to make that ball the most uncomfortable for my opponent to return? If I'm your opponent and I'm in my ready position right here, there's 2 places that you never want to hit the ball to. Number 1 is right here where my forehand is. I don't even have to make any movements besides opening up my bat and preparing for the swing to hit that forehand. The second place that you don't want to hit it to is right here where my backhand is. Again, I don't have to move if you hit it here. And I can hit a very powerful backhand. It's hard for you to return. So if you can't hit it here, and you can't hit it here, where should you place the ball? There's 3 places that I want you to think about. Number 1, and it's often overlooked, is the middle point, the crossover point between my forehand and my backhand, which is right about here. At this point, I have to make a decision whether I'm going to use my forehand or my backhand. That extra thought process that you've created in my mind makes me return the ball slower or make an error because I have to decide what to do. As opposed to when you hit it here, there's no decision. I know exactly forehand or backhand. But here, what am I going to do? I have to be able to make that decision quickly. If you don't hit it to the middle, the other place that you can hit it is off to the wide forehand. A lot of other beginners don't have very good footwork, and if you hit it to the wide forehand, they're going to struggle to get out there and return that ball. Even if they do return this ball in their wide forehand area, you've completely opened up the backhand side of the table, and you can easily and lightly return the ball to that area for a winner. In the same respect to the forehand wide corner, if you hit it wide to the backhand corner, your opponent has to move all the way out here to return that ball. Again, if they have bad footwork, they're going to struggle. But if they do return it, you've opened up the forehand side of the table, and you don't even have to hit it hard. Just return it to that area, and you're likely to win the point. Mistake number 4 that beginning table tennis players make is not understanding what the line of play is. The line of play is extremely important, especially for a player that always seems to be out of position. Do you find yourself always too far away or out of reach of the ball? Chances are because you're not thinking about the line of play. For example, you're in the middle of a rally and you hit the ball to that corner where that ball is right now. That ball can only return inside of these areas right here. And because it's right there, your opponent couldn't possibly hit it any wider than this down the line shot. So, the farthest that you need to be able to reach over here is right here with your forehand. However, you can see that they can get a very sharp angle to the deep backhand. So if you're standing out here waiting for that ball, you've left a lot of that table wide open for your opponent. So if you've hit the ball over there in the rally, you don't move over here unless you know they're going to hit it down the line. You stay right here where you have full coverage. Backhand, scooch over, forehand. Now we've gone from the ball being placed over there, I hit the ball there, to me hitting the ball to that corner. As you can see, inside of this tape measure is where this ball can be placed on the return from my opponent. It can be hit sharply out to my forehand side, or it can be hit down the line to my backhand. So, I need to get in the middle of where this ball can possibly go. My middle has to be there. If I'm out here waiting for a ball that was returned there, that ball can only come down the line. So I don't need to be this far out to the backhand side. I need to step in a little bit more to where the middle of this ball can possibly go. Again, it can go to wide forehand, or it can go down the line to the backhand. The optimal place to stand is probably right here in the middle of the table. The line of play is extremely important because that ball can only possibly go to a certain area of the table from that angle. If you're standing outside of that area, you're out of position. You've left a lot of the table open and made a very easy point for your opponent. So always, always, always think about the line of play. And that's it. Those are 4 of the biggest mistakes that beginners make in table tennis. I believe that if you guys make a conscious effort to improve in these areas, you will instantly improve at table tennis. If you have differing opinions about what the biggest mistakes are with beginning table tennis players, please feel free to leave your comment in the video section below. If you improved from watching this video or you found it helpful, like the video. If you want more content and you want to see more lessons from me and my channel, subscribe to the channel today. I'd like to thank you one more time for tuning in. My name is Jin Joan, and I will see you next time.